Your mission is to destroy every trace of something known only as Project Starfish.
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?
We're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Welcome to my channel. I'm Frankie and this is Let's Get Real. And the Suicide Squad videos on my channel have blown up recently. If I've learned anything from movie channels on YouTube, if there's a certain film or franchise that's giving you a lot of views, milk that thing for all it's worth. So here's my official spoiler discussion for the Suicide Squad. And in case it's not obvious, spoilers ahead for those who have not seen the film yet and decided to click on spoiler discussion for some reason. You do you, I guess. For those who haven't seen my review or the film, it's a great movie. Go see it on the biggest screen possible. It's one of James Gunn's best films. Maybe even one of the best films of the year, in my opinion. But seriously, spoilers from here on out. Click off now if you have not seen the film. Please don't spoil it for yourself. It's much better going in surprise. Ready? 3, 2, 1, Aquaman drowns. So we might as well start off with everyone who died in the movie. So for those who weren't keeping track, we lost Blackguard, Mongal, Captain Boomerang, TDK, Javelin, Savant, Thinker, Rick Flag, Polka Dot Man, Milton, leaving Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, Ratcatcher 2, King Shark, Sorceria, and surprisingly Weasel as the survivors of the movie. In terms of my death predictions, I was really close. I'm honestly surprised how much I got right. 12 out of 16 of my predictions from my previous video were correct. I was wrong about Bloodsport, he ended up living, and I'm so happy as I really loved his character. Weasel lived. In my prediction video, I thought Peacemaker could die, even though I gave him a 50-50 chance, and he lived, if you were smart and stayed for the post-credit scenes, that is. I also gave Polka Dot Man 50-50, and he ended up having the most shocking death of the movie. By the way, that was one of the scenes where my jaw was on the floor, as I mentioned in my review. I was not prepared for that. And hey, I might as well mention that other scene that had my jaw on the floor. Rick Flag's death. Going into the movie, I was predicting that he would die, and yet his death still managed to leave me breathless. As if Peacemaker's betrayal wasn't shocking enough, I would have never expected him, or any teammate of Flag, to be the one to kill him, and in such a graphic, brutal way too. Honestly, I thought he would die from a heroic sacrifice to send him off, since that would be in his character to do so. But that couldn't be further from what happened. And his last words that he says straight to Peacemaker's face, I can't say anything else other than that was powerful. During his death and that whole Peacemaker fight, I seriously couldn't believe I was watching this. It had to all be in my head. But nope, this was the real deal. I didn't expect the infiltration of Jotunheim to go this wrong. And I wasn't all that into Flag's character in the first movie, so when they kill him off in his next movie, and managed to create one of the most shocking, subversive, emotional, powerful deaths I've seen in a film in a long time, that's how you know they did something right. Another scene I want to talk about is the opening. This was one of the most insane openings to a film I've seen in years. It did a great job at setting up the tone of the movie right away. Although an easy complaint to make about the beach scene is that killing off almost all the squad members at the beginning wasted these potentially fun characters and caused them to go underdeveloped. I can understand this complaint, but I disagree. Not only did the beach scene do a great job at bringing the audience right into the action and fully presenting the level of violence to expect from this movie, but it also helped establish the idea that any character, even a major one from the first film like Captain Boomerang, could die at any time, allowing for the stakes to be raised high early into the film and keep everything intense throughout. Also, geez, are we not going to talk about Captain Boomerang's death? Seriously, he was just obliterated. Another death during the beach scene I want to talk about is actually Javelin's. Despite my research for my death predictions telling me he would be the most likely to die, it was how he died that caused his death to hit so hard. If you watch said death prediction video, you would probably remember this scene. And the most important fact to notice is that Harley Quinn is seen with his weapon throughout the marketing material, meaning that something must have happened to him. And Harley would never wield his weapon because he gave it to her or she wanted to mourn him. She always gets what she wants because she's Harley Quinn. So yeah, when I noticed Harley was wielding Javelin's weapon, I thought she would want to have it for herself, Javelin would die, and then she would take that thing from his corpse, or whatever was left of him. So that moment when Javelin did give his Javelin to Harley, and she spent the rest of the movie trying to figure out what to do with it to mourn him and honor his dying wish, that honestly got me. And I feel the character of Javelin has left a bigger impact on me than I thought he would. Thank God Flula Borg has been keeping this character alive on Twitter and through his music. But the main scene that I want to cover and wanted to talk about so badly in my first review, but couldn't since it's a mega spoiler, is the climax. The climax was amazing. I cannot describe everything I love about this scene in full detail. There's enough great things to talk about here to fill up an entire video. Everything in this scene was just so perfect. Ratcatcher trying to secure Bloodsport's safety while she looks back on the memories spent with her father. Harley finally figuring out what to do with the Javelin and living up to Javelin's passing wish. The visuals are creative and looked great. Also, the score here slaps hard. It perfectly fits the scene and captures the sweetness and wholesomeness of the Ratcatcher character. I actually heard people whistle the Ratism theme when I left the theater. John Murphy needs to do more film scores. And that moment when Ratcatcher 1 defined Ratism, that got me. It doesn't just work in terms of all the rats in Corto Maltese, but it could also apply to all the members of the squad. Villains are definitely the lowest and most despised creatures in a universe where superheroes are real, but they all had purpose in this mission. I dare you guys to find a scene as wholesome as this in the original Suicide Squad. Lastly, I want to talk about those post-credit scenes. So immediately after the movie ends, it's revealed that Weasel apparently lived. I was not expecting that at all. I thought his early implied death in the film was both hilarious and shocking. I thought he would die going into this film, but I didn't expect him to be the first to die in such a dumb way too. I'm honestly really happy Weasel lived because I thought he had a lot of potential to be a hilarious character, and he was funny for the short time he was in the movie, so I was overjoyed to find out he lived. This scene doesn't hint at his DCU future or where he's going, or does it? Hold on, go pull up HBO Max and check if I missed something.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
In the final post-credit scene, it's revealed that Peacemaker is also alive, even though he was shot in the neck and crushed by rubble and possibly stomped on by Star. But whatever, there's an HBO Max show coming next year, and it's apparently not completely a prequel like James Gunn said. But I could see why he would mention something like that, just to keep the surprise a secret. Truth be told, I'm kind of mad Peacemaker survived after killing Flag and attempting to kill Ratcatcher, but whatever, I'm looking forward to the show next year either way. But karma better come for him eventually. Hashtag justice for Rick Flag. So those are my spoiler-filled thoughts on the Suicide Squad. What do you think of the film? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were your death predictions correct? Are you looking forward to Peacemaker on HBO Max? Feel free to spoil the heck out of the movie in the comments. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more videos.
Ratatouille, what do you got?
Bird.
Now it. Stay off the comm.